So today I have a great Kenny Dorham lick for you. This one is over the popular standard It Could Happen to You. This is probably my favorite version of the song. It's off of his record Into Somethin, which is a live record featuring Jackie McLean, Leroy Vinegar, Arthur Taylor, and Walter Bishop Jr. And yeah, really incredible version of this song. Great record. I highly recommend checking out the whole solo and the whole record really. So yeah, this is, a very useful lick over a popular standard, over a very common harmonic progression. We're going to talk about 6 to 2 dominant, 2, 5, 1, very common in standards. So I'm going to play the lick for you on the guitar quick, and then show you the notation, show you the excerpt from the record, and then we'll talk more in depth about the theory behind it. All right. So we're going to begin this lick on a C minor 7 chord, which is our 6th minor chord in the key of E flat major. And Kenny begins by arpeggiating an E flat major 7 over this C minor 7 chord. So we're going to play that by starting on the 13th fret of our D, going to the 12th of the G, the 11th of our B, and then the 10th of our E. So the notes here, we have E flat, G, B flat, D, right? E flat major 7 arpeggio. And then over our C minor 7 chord, that is our minor 3rd, 5th, minor 7th, and our 9th. Then we're going to continue here, go up to the 13th fret of our E string, and descend chromatically. We're going to go 13, 12, 11, down to 7, 10, 8, where we rest on a C. So he's adding a little bit of a chromatic descent here, and then a chromatic enclosure of this note C. Then he does a similar enclosure, although diatonically so, on the note A. So we're continuing here with the lick, going to the B string, and we're going to be on the 8th fret to 11, down to 10. And so he's enclosing the note A, which is the 5th of our F7 chord. So here, our progression so far is just 6 minor to 2 dominant, or C minor 7 to F7, right? So that's a great way of getting from a minor chord to the dominant chord a 4th away, which of course is very common, right? Every 2/5 this happens. So we're continuing now. We're going to go up to the 10th fret of the E, down to the 8th, and then the 11th of our B. Now we're going to the 9th of our G string, to the 10th, 9th of the B, to the 8th of the E. So now we're outlining the F minor chord, right? We have an E, which is our major 7th on the F minor chord, but it's more of like a chromatic leading tone, bringing us to the F, A flat, C, which is our F minor arpeggio. And then he goes back up to the 12th of the E, which is again our major 7. But yeah, it's just he is kind of implying like F melodic minor, F minor major 7, but really, I guess I just think of it as chromatic passing tones. And then he goes up to 15, 13, 12, 16, 15, and we're going to hit that twice. So let me go back a little bit and play that again. And now we're going to go down 14 to 12 on our B, and then on G, 11 to 13. So I want to look at these notes in particular. He is highlighting some altered tones here over our B flat 7 chord, right? So the 14th fret on our B, that's C sharp or sharp 9. And now this is a C flat or B natural, but it's the flat 9, technically a C flat, right, over our B flat chord. And then we go down to the 11th on the G, right, and this is our sharp 5 up to the 13th, which is our dominant 7. So these all are all part of a B flat altered sound. Maybe you're familiar with this shape. And so this part of the line is leading us up to a resolution on the note B flat, which is the 5th of our E flat major 7 chord, until finally resolving down to G, the 12th fret of our G string. So that last part of the lick is really common piece of vocabulary there, even just that little fragment. So let me go from the F minor chord. Right, and I'll play the whole thing. So within this lick, we kind of have two separate 2-5-1 licks that we can isolate, right? We have the first one, the 2-5 of C minor 7 to F 7. We could think of that in the key of B flat major. And you could resolve to B flat from there. You know, I'm just attaching some random little lick in B flat to get me to that chord. And then we have the second lick, which is F minor, or the second 2-5, which is F minor to B flat 7, right? Which ultimately does resolve to the E flat major 7 chord. You know, both of those licks, you can isolate and use them on their own. But as a whole, this is also a very common progression. 6 to 2 dominant, 2-5-1. It's very common, in fact, in this same place in a lot of standards. So this is at the ending of the first half of the tune, right? The song is sort of just like two 16-bar sections. And so this is pretty common. It's a turnaround that's bringing us back to 1, except 1 occurs at the beginning of the second half of the section, right? So it's like it's delaying the resolution, whereas on the second half of the tune, we resolve to E flat right away. So let me demonstrate that. C minor 7, F 7, F minor 7, B flat 7. Here is the top of the second half of the tune, right? And then at the end of the second half of the tune, right? Instead of going to the minor chord at all, the tune just goes F minor 7, B flat, E flat, 6, 2, 5, 1, and that would be the top of the tune. If that is at all unclear, I recommend, going and learning the standard to figure out exactly where this lick fits. I'll try to demonstrate that in the notation, but yeah, it would be good if you familiarize yourself with the song and learn as many standards as you can so you can understand how to apply this lick and understand the harmonic implications and devices that are going on here. All right, well, I hope you found this useful, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to message me or leave them in the comments, and please subscribe for more lessons. All right, bye.